What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about FARTCOIN today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 18th day of December, and I think I've made like one video on FARTCOIN before, maybe two. We're talking about it now because I don't care if it's farts or whatever other kind of hot air it is. We're going to look for opportunities in this market when they come. And what made me, whoops, I don't know what happened to my camera there. There I am, I'm back. What made me choose to talk about FARTCOIN today is I was looking at my list here, and out of all these coins, it's down 18% today. It's the one that's down the most. So if I had a list and I'm looking to invest, the one that probably has the worst sentiment is FARTCOIN right now. But what's interesting is if you look at the chart, we actually have a higher low. We're actually doing much better than Bitcoin since it's 21st of October. You know, you're actually pretty damn close to that low. FARTCOIN's not that far away from it either, but you're up a lot more. You are down a lot this week. You're down 28%. And on top of all that, even with all this turmoil and bearishness, from a low to a high, you're right at your golden ratio. You're right at the golden ratio zone where you might expect to bounce. That doesn't mean you have to bounce here. You might expect to bounce there. You know, we look at this from a high to a low here. Did we stop at our golden ratio? No, we went through it and went to our 886 level, right? Whenever we look at our high to low here, did we go to our golden ratio here? No, we went to the 0.5 or barely even to that. We don't have to go to the gold. We don't have to bounce here just because we're at the golden ratio. But this alone looks good in itself, but it's not enough is all I'm trying to say. We look at the 1 hour time frame, we zoom in here, and then if you look at this, you can see there's actually some bullish divergence being formed on the MACD. It's a really clean looking bullish divergence at the moment. You're moving down, and you don't really have, you have a lot of volume. There's a lot of volume that's picked up in this area, and as you move lower, you are like picking up in volume, but over the last couple of hours, that volume is dying off a little bit. For how much volume there is here, forgive me for thinking this, but I just would have imagined a bigger drop. And don't get me wrong, we're down 18% today. That's a lot, but we're at the golden ratio zone. You've got bullish divergence, severe bullish divergence on your MACD. You've got bullish divergence on your RSI. You don't have bullish divergence on your stochastics, but they're reset. I mean, I don't know if FARTCOIN's going to zero or what, but I think that in a short amount of time, we probably get a snap back. It's definitely oversold right now. You've seen some voluptuous downside. Even a standard retracement from here, 25 cents. If we were to move up to, let's just say, this area of resistance, that's a 17% move, you guys, without leverage. Now, you can just buy that in a day, take 17% profits, sell out in cash, and wait for the rest of the market to dump. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm practically fully allocated in crypto right now, so that's not what I'm doing. But you know, we could even pull up higher. We could even go up to this prior area of resistance. There's like 17 to 27% growth from this price now of about just under 25 cents. You've got bullish divergence. You're at the golden ratio. Your volume is actually dying off from here. It was building, but you're at that point now where it kind of makes sense that you might start to regress back to the upside. You've got the lower low here, right? It's like you're breaking out, but you really haven't gone anywhere. You actually found support there in the last 4 hour candle, right? Like it's almost as if a lot of this volume isn't even actually selling pressure, right? We look at this little pivot here. I'm kind of curious from a low point to a high point here. Going right to the money zone, just a little bit lower, man. 24.6 to 23.7 cents, just a little bit lower, and then we bounce. That's the idea. The 4 hour time frame, the MACD doesn't look as friendly here on the 4 hour time frame, but you typically look your ugliest, your worst, when you are at the lows, when you're at your worst, right? Here, this low level on the histogram, the last time that we were this low on the histogram was our low point, right there. The time before that we were this low on the histogram was right here, and you guessed it, that was our low point as well. But let's keep going. Right? Two could be a coincidence. I think after one, it's not a coincidence anymore. But look at these. 1, 2 right here. 1, 2 right here. Low point there. And then over here, it was a low point. It wasn't the best low point. We did go lower, but from a low to a high, you still got like a 14% pop. And that's all I'm saying is there's probably going to be something on the lines, not 14%, I think 17% or more of a pop from here. I mean, look at how fast you're dropping. This roll over like this, you're going to get some volatility. Even if you proceed lower inevitably. I mean, I think there's a really good short-term opportunity for any traders out there looking to get into this. As far as long-term investments goes, I mean, it's called FARTCOIN. No, you probably shouldn't retire your bloodline on this. You shouldn't put your life savings in this, but I see opportunity here. The RSI, we see the same thing here at the RSI at this level. Where were you the last, like, look at that low right there. Whenever you're here, look at that. That was a low right there, very significant low. From here, very significant low on October 10th right there. And it goes back. We're at these areas on the 4-hour time frame where we typically find support. We're at the golden ratio of this low to high retracement. We have bullish divergence on our MACD, very beautiful bullish divergence on the 1-hour time frame, and bullish divergence on the RSI as well. It looks good. It's a great opportunity. This is a fantastic opportunity to buy FARTCOIN. And again, this was really an idea that just got promoted because I'm looking at my list and I'm like, oh wow, this one's down the most today. That's one of the biggest candles that you've seen in a long time, and you are barely above average volume, right? There's low liquidity here, low interest, probably because people are sick of meme coins. We've all moved to prediction markets, all that stuff, right? It's probably going to pump from here. And not financial advice, not a financial advisor, because we are at the golden ratio and because I am expecting a rather, let's say, intense reaction here, like a 20% pump or more. I mean, with this, that could be the low, and you could even see higher prices. Maybe this is a higher low of which we actually do move to higher prices than this, and a 20% pump isn't even the beginning of what's happening here. We could see a 70% pump or more, returning back to these areas for resistance, these areas for resistance here, and finding resistance up there. That's like a 70 to 90% pump, you guys. And in the midst of this screwy price action since the 21st of November, every higher high has marked a place to sell, right? Every higher high, it's just like the perfect place to sell. As soon as we get above those highs, it's the perfect place to sell. It might make all the sense in the world that we do actually go just above these highs, but maybe not above these highs. And we get that 70 to 80% pump overall. I just thought this was a good opportunity to get in. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. FARTCOIN, again, it's one of the top meme coins of this cycle. That doesn't mean that it'll continue to be, but we are at very desirable prices. For most of FARTCOIN's life, at least since October of 2024, excluding these first 4 weeks, for most of FARTCOIN's life, you have been smart or lucky or whatever you want to call it to buy in this area. Look at where we are, right? If you could go back in time, you would have bought here. You would have bought here. You would have sold here. You would have sold here. If you could go back in time and do it, well, third time's the charm. I'm just thinking out loud here, man. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, that's great. I do imagine that FARTCOIN probably, if this bull run isn't over, if alt season does come back, if we do see some retaliation from the bulls inevitably, and I do think that we will, I very much believe that we still are in a bull market, we should see FARTCOIN come all the way back up to $1.20. Correct, come back up, and I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw new all-time highs. If it does see new all-time highs, 557 to 1380 is the first target area. That's your primary target zone. If you see new all-time highs, you have this W shape. W's typically, when you move up, you don't stop where the W formed, you move past it, you move through it. So not only is this a great opportunity to enter for the short-term trade, but it's also great to opportunity to enter for the intermediate trade, the mid-term trade, and the long-term even, if you're looking for it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Maybe this blows up horribly in our faces, but I don't think so. I think we're actually at a clear point to bounce. It just makes a lot of sense. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Thank you all for being here. Bye-bye.